Evening and welcome to our first meeting of the 2009-2010 academic year. I'm a little disoriented. Today was also the first day back to public schools, so that's why I have my uniform on. So I want to welcome you. And then our first item on the agenda are the action items. Call for vote for item 1A. Approve the minutes of June 1st, 2009. May I have a motion for approval?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
It's been moved and second. All in favor, please say aye. Those opposed? Abstentions? The motion carries. Thank you very much. Move to the policy calendar. Vice President Stuart Seuss, would you come forward to introduce item B1, proposed amendments to the governance plan of Kingsborough Community College. Thank you.
Thank you. I brought with me the chairman of our legislative committee, Dr. Michael Sokolow, to explain this procedural change that we're making in our governance plan.
In our last Middle States... There we go. In our last Middle States review in 2005-2006, it was recommended that we assess and reevaluate our governance plan, particularly the structure of the College Council that we use as our major governing body. And so over the last 4 years or so, or 3 years since the report was completed, we've gone through the Constitution, and at a meeting of the board earlier this year or late last year, we made several changes. And this package is kind of the next sort of major move, which is to restructure the committee structure of the College Council. There were 3 relatively small and not very active committees on campus facilities, personnel, and budget. And those committees, as part of an assessment of their own duties and mission, decided to combine into one committee called Strategic Planning and Budget. And as the item explains of the resolution, it will include institutional planning and assessment in terms of governance as part of their ongoing mission. So this way the governance body will also have assessment built in, as well as 7 stronger committees which will function more directly.
Thank you very much. May I have a motion for approval?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
It's been moved and second. All in favor, please say aye.
Could I
Oh, his question?
I'd just like to note that the UFS naturally checks on whether local faculty governance approves such a change. I'm happy to report that they do.
Thank you very much. It's been moved and second. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? The motion carries. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
We'll now move to the Chancellors University report. Interim President Stan Altman to introduce item C1, appointment of the Vice President for Administration and Finance at Baruch College.
Thank you. It's my distinct pleasure to introduce Gabriel Esterhaus as our new Vice President for Administration and Finance at Baruch College. Prior to joining Baruch College, he was the Director of Budget for Revenue and Capital at New York University. He's done strategic planning, financial modeling, and has overseen a $2 billion budget at NYU. He's had direct experience in the intricacies of finance, have a large development operation. He's worked with fundraisers and donors to ensure compliance with all regulations and policies, and he's created sophisticated models for looking at gifts and endowment revenue projections. So from our perspective, he brings a lot of experience that we believe will be extremely beneficial to Baruch College. Prior to his being the Director of the Budget for Revenue and Capital at NYU, he had 2 earlier positions at NYU where he was the Director of Budget and Planning for the Division of Libraries and also the Director of Administrative Services of the Division of External Affairs at NYU. From there, he actually had a stint in the military, and he came back and had a private stint as a client manager in a private financial firm, BTQ Financials. He holds an MBA in Finance and International Business. He has an MA in History and a BA in History and German. Mr. Esterhaus's appointment results from national search that drew over 270 applications for the position. The college followed all of the governance procedures and complied with all university policy practices and affirmative action guidelines in connections with his appointment. We are delighted with the level of management expertise that he brings to our campus. He's demonstrated an exceptional mastery of professional skills needed to be successful in the position of the Vice President for Administration and Finance. He communicates in a manner that instills confidence and has impressed all of the groups and individuals he met with while he visited on campus. I'm certain he will build the professional relationship needed to thrive at both Baruch and at CUNY. So I'm delighted to put his position before you.
Thank you very much. May I have a motion for approval?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
It's been moved and second. Any comments, questions? All in favor, please say aye.
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 Opposed, abstentions? The motion carries. Welcome to
Thank you very much.
community. If you would like to address the committee?
I just want to thank you for this opportunity to work in such a fantastic organization as CUNY, which is so important to the life of this city. Thank you very much. Great opportunity.
Again, thank you very much for coming. President William Kelly to introduce item C2, appointment of the Vice President for Information Technology at the Graduate School and University Center.
Good afternoon. It's a pleasure to be here. I'm delighted to have the opportunity to introduce Robert D. Campbell, whom we are proposing as Vice President for Information Technology at the Graduate School and University Center. I need hardly tell anyone in this room that this is an age of hyperbole in which vice and virtue are exaggerated beyond their means. The debasing consequence of that circumstance for language troubles me and probably most of you on a daily basis. So when I say that Bob Campbell's consequence at the Graduate Center has been transformative, I mean it in the literal sense of the term, not that it speaks to change, but to a structural alteration in the way in which we imagine our lives at the Graduate Center and the role of information technology in the research that we do. When the Graduate Center moved into its wonderful new facility at 365 Fifth Avenue, we moved earlier than had originally been planned. One of the consequences of that premature shift was that the technology was never correct. It had become, rather than a source of advantage and opportunity, instead a center of frustration and irritation and limitation for our students and for our faculty. We struggled mightily with that, and when we asked Bob to join us, we were hoping that as a first order of business, he would stabilize what had become a problem at the Graduate Center. Far more than that, he altered our circumstances and took what was an area of weakness, made it an area of great strength, built morale not only in his own operation but across the Graduate Center. Bob, in almost overnight way, became, I think, the most popular figure. And in the Graduate Center, I don't know that that can be said about too many technology directors. C.P. Snow's sense of two universes of science and humanities has been bridged by Bob's presence. At every meeting, he begins by saying, "Good morning." And if the room does not respond good morning, he waits until they do. People smile when he walks into the room. It has been a source of joy to work with Bob and a source of pride this evening to propose his appointment as Vice President for Information Technology. Thank you very much.
Wow.
Oh, wait, before I go, I forgot. I should mention Bob's credentials. I was so pleased about Bob's work that I forgot. Bob really, aside from his work at the Graduate Center, has been enormously important across CUNY in thinking about research computation. But among Bob's broader activities have been his work with the U.S. House of Representatives Science Committee, the National Science Foundation, where he vets grants and applications, and the European Commission's Institute for Prospective Technological Studies. In the same way that we've tried to build a faculty that has national and international renown, we've tried to do the same thing with our staff, and Bob fits that profile quite wonderfully well. Sorry for the postscript.
Thank you very much. May I have a motion for approval?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
It's been moved and second. Any questions, comments? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, abstention, the motion carries. Welcome and congratulations.
Thank you.
It's like to address the committee?
I'd just like to point out it's such a privilege and honor to be part of the leadership team under President Kelly's stewardship at the Graduate Center, and I look forward to serving the Graduate Center and the university in this capacity. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much. President Ricardo Fernandez, to introduce item C3, appointment of the Vice President for Enrollment Management and Associate Provost at Lehman College.
Thank you. I'm pleased to present Dr. Robert Troy, who came to us 3 years ago from Central Connecticut State University to head our Division of Enrollment Management. He has served for the past 3 years as Assistant Vice President for Academic Affairs and Associate Provost for Enrollment Management. In that capacity, he has performed brilliantly, in my opinion. He has assisted us in the development of a plan to raise admission standards, and he has also enabled us to execute that plan, and preliminary figures in terms of enrollment show that we have actually managed to not only keep the same enrollment, but perhaps exceeded slightly overall, and still and have, as a result, improved the quality of the students admitted to Lehman. All of that is due in large part to the leadership of Dr. Troy. And in that sense, I'm very pleased that that he has been with us, and I would like to see him continue in a higher level of responsibility. Dr. Troy, at my request, also took over the liaison role for CUNY First. And he has been attending meetings because a lot of those activities have implications for enrollment management, among other things. His division is a sizable division within the college, and he has provided, I think, exemplary leadership in that role. Finally, I'd like to say that one of the, as a sidebar, Dr. Troy holds a PhD in chemistry. He had a tenured appointment at his previous institution, and he has been recommended for an appointment in our chemistry department, and he will also serve as a mentor to some of our younger faculty there and lead us in some of our STEM initiatives. So in many ways, I think he fits very well into the future plans of Lehman College.
Thank you very much. May I have a motion for approval?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
It's been
Before
moved.
the vote, I'd like to mention my appreciation that he's coming to this committee. Bob has been part of I'm at Lehman College myself, and that's why I'm saying this. He's been part of the community for a while, and I'm happy to see the nature of this promotion.
Thank you very much. It's been moved in second. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, abstentions, the motion carries. Thank you very much, and would you like to address the committee?
Thank you, Manfred, and thanks to the committee for this honor. It's been a great honor to work for Lehman College and CUNY, and I'm really appreciated that I can go forward in this position, so thank you very much.
And thank you for your service. Is Zev Deegan here from City College? Deegan, excuse me. To introduce item C4, appointment of an acting vice president for student affairs at the City College of New York.
Good evening.
Good evening.
We are asking for your approval to appoint Dennis J. Shields to the position of acting vice president for student affairs. He comes to City College from the Phoenix School of Law, where he was dean and professor of law. He had interesting previous positions: associate dean for admissions and financial aid in Duke University School of Law, assistant dean for admissions at the University of Michigan Law School, where he was a defendant, I was told, in the famous lawsuit, but he was found not guilty. And he was an assistant dean for admissions and financial aid at Iowa College of Law. He received his BA degree from Graceland College in Iowa and his JD from the University of Iowa School of Law. He also participated in executive training programs such as the Millennium Leadership Institute and the Management Development Program at Harvard University. His experience in the area of student affairs covers a wide range of areas, including academic advising, career counseling, financial aid, admissions, student organizations, student support services, student disciplinary process, athletics, and faculty and student diversity initiatives. He has also been the chair of various organizational boards, including the Greater Phoenix Urban League, Arizona Bar Leadership Institute, and the Council on Legal Education Opportunity. For all these qualifications, we request that you approve Dennis Shields as candidate for acting Vice President for Student Affairs.
Thank you. I just have one question. He's acting, will he be under consideration for the permanent position?
Well, when the search will begin, he of course can apply for it.
Okay, just wanted to know. A motion for approval?
So
Second? It's been,
I'll give him the approval so I can second. Basically.
it's been moved and second. Any questions, comments? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, abstentions? Motion carries. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And welcome to chair to address the committee.
I've been on campus for 3 weeks, and it's been a remarkable experience. There's a lot of excitement going on there. I'm very pleased to be a part of the great things that are happening at City College, and look forward to making a contribution during my time there.
Thank you very much. President William Pollard, making your first appearance before. Welcome to the university.
Thank you very
Introducing
much.
Item C5, appointment of an interim senior vice president and provost at Medgar Evers.
Thank you very much. I'm delighted to bring before you today an individual who has transcended a number of positions in the educational community, beginning his career in public education in Chicago and proceeding through the education of doctoral students at Syracuse University. In between, Dr. Johnson has served as graduate dean at Syracuse University, associate provost and vice chancellor at Syracuse University, and it was during his tenure as graduate dean that he was able to develop and promote a program called the Teaching Professoriate, which I'm hopeful will be able to help us to further develop our faculty at Medgar Evers College. In addition, Howard has served as provost at North Texas State University, as well as more recently serving on the staff at Chicago State University, where he provided consultation in the area of enrollment management and other activities that were helpful to the president of Chicago State. I'm very pleased to recommend him and looking forward to his work with us as interim provost at Medgar Evers College.
Thank you very much. May I have a motion for approval?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
It's been moved and second. Any comments?
Comments? Medgar is a very important college in our system, and we look forward to the tenure of Dr. Johnson as interim provost. Congratulations on getting it.
Thank you.
I had the pleasure of meeting Provost Designate Howard Johnson the other day, and we had probably about an hour and a half meeting together with our new president. I'd like the record to read that he's a mathematician. That's a good thing, and I think he's going to serve in a very distinguished role at Medgar Evers, and it's
You would have done better with ice cream.
It's been moved in second. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, abstentions, the motion carries. Congratulations. Would you like to address the committee?
Thank you. It's an honor to join this great university, and I look forward to working with President Pollard as we move the college to that next level of quality.
Thank you very much. At this point, I'd like to welcome Dr. Linda Bernstein, a new member of the Office of Academic Affairs, to report briefly on items C6 through C10.
Hi, everybody. There are 5 appointments with waivers of the bylaws that require the committee's approval. They are as follows. Item C6, which is the appointment of Donald Hernandez as professor with tenure in the Department of Sociology at Hunter College with waiver of Section 6.2.d2 of the bylaws, effective September 1st, 2009. Item C7, appointment of Robert Jenkins as professor with tenure in the Department of Political Science at Hunter College with waiver of Section 6.2.d2 of the bylaws, effective September 1st, 2009. Item C8, appointment of Mary Roldan as professor with tenure in the Department of History at Hunter College with waiver of Section 6.2.d2 of the bylaws, effective September 1st, 2009. Item C9, appointment of Edgardo Melendez as professor with tenure in the Department of African, Puerto Rican, and Latino Studies at Hunter College with waiver of Section 6.2.d2 of the bylaws, effective February 1st, 2010. Item C10, appointment of Ed Ott as distinguished lecturer in the Joseph F. Murphy Institute for Work, Education, and Labor Studies, CUNY School of Professional Studies at the Graduate School and University Center, with waiver of Section 11.44.b of the bylaws, effective September 1st, 2009. The colleges strongly recommend these appointments, all of which have been reviewed and approved by the Offices of Academic Affairs and Human Resources Management. Madam Chair, I present these items for the committee's consideration. Thanks.
Thank you. May I have a motion for approval?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Any questions or comments? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? The motion carries. Thank you very much. Vice Chancellor Alan Doberman would like to make a presentation or a report.
Chancellor apologized, he had to leave, but he asked me, I'm going to do a full report at the full board meeting about our preparations for swine flu, but I just wanted to give the committee, just some basic outline, just so you have some sense. Let me talk for a little bit about what happened last year. The Department of Health and Mental Health went out and recently did a survey of ER rooms and then a sample phone survey of New York households to try to determine how many people they think had H1N1 last year. And that number came out with an estimate of between 750,000 and 1 million people probably had the H1N1 flu. Of that group, there were 54 deaths. So the deaths per 100,000 is much lower than it is for other types of type A flu. And the good news in that is they're also using a strategy. One of the obvious advantages that we have in this field is you can take a look what's happening in the southern hemisphere to determine what's likely to happen as we go through this again. And the flu continued to be very mild in the southern hemisphere. So there seems to be unanimity of all the experts in the field that right now at least they don't anticipate this year's flu looking much different than last year's flu. The new thing in terms of prevention is basically three tools we have. We have the two tools of last year, which is wash your hands for about 20 seconds as often as you can. And basically, if you're going to sneeze or cough, do it into your sleeve. I haven't seen a lot of people coughing into their sleeve. But the new thing is there's now there will be a vaccine. Beginning in the middle of October, that vaccine will be distributed by the federal government. New York City is going to get initially 1.2 million doses, and we anticipate getting about 500,000 a week after that. It's a two-part vaccination. You'll get one shot of one inhalant. You'll have to wait 3 weeks and get a second one. Now, the obvious problem is if you're in the middle, maybe third week in October, you get one, you wait 3 more weeks. It takes about 6 weeks till it's fully effective. You're fairly into the flu season, but it kind of is what it is. Different type A, the type A vaccine, regular, is out there in the market now. Looking around this table with probably one exception. The target group is basically people over 50, so pretty much all of us should go out and get that one. Different target group for H1N1. When I come to the board meeting, I'll bring the charts. You'll see who was affected by H1N1. If you're over 65, there's virtually nobody who got it, which is why the mortality rate is so low, because there's something that us and people older than us got at some point that seems to make us almost immune for the H1N1. So you don't have what is usually the pattern of death in these, which is that they go through the nursing homes and lots of people die. So we won't, at least so far, we won't see that happen. In terms of the target group for this one, in addition to people who are pregnant and in other health risk groups, it's everybody between the age of 6 months and 24 years, which means most of our students, or many of our students, should be inoculized. And what the city is planning is the vaccine is going to be available at HAC facilities, which will be providing them free for anybody who I think is within 400% of the federal poverty level. And after that, at a very low sliding scale, just to cover part of their administrative costs. It'll be distributed through DOH facilities and private physicians. And one of the things we'll do is we'll have all of the facilities where it's being distributed. We'll do email blasts, we'll put it up on websites, so that information will be provided to all of our students and faculty. We're also going to be doing a very sophisticated website and also hooking up to the DOH, CDC, and the city's new web portal for swine flu. We'll be, again, distributing all of the sites that this can be given out. We're going to be working with the Department of Health and the Office of Emergency Management to monitor where the outbreaks are going to be. The public schools plan to handle this very differently than they did last time. They don't plan to close public schools, which I think is wise. I think it was almost a political decision to close public schools. They're going to be doing vaccines for public school children during the week, during the school days, for elementary school students only. High school and junior high school students, there'll be sites where they can go and get immunized also. So that's kind of the basic thing. We also have, which we shared with the board, a pandemic plan with all different stages of what could possibly happen going forward in every possible scenario. So that's a quick outline. I'll go into more detail when we have the board meeting, but I just wanted to have the committee have a sense of where we're going.
A quick question, is $750,000 as the person number you started out with?
Yes, that's in New York City.
New York City.
New York City alone. So they estimate about 12.5% of the population in New York City probably had it last year. Many people may not even be aware of it. They might have thought it was a bad cold. Generally, for an otherwise healthy person, it's about 3 days of being sick, and not nearly as bad as a regular type A flu, which many of us have had in the past. Thanks.
Thank you very much. Any other questions? We'll move to the information items. Items 2A through P and addendum item 2Q are presented for committee's information only and do not require a report or a vote. Now we'll move to item 3 and the report of the Vice Chancellor.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I wanted the committee to know that the Chancellor and University report that is being issued for the month of September is the first report that we will be generating from the CUNY First system. So it is a major accomplishment. It may look a little bit different from the one that is normally presented, and the information will be organized slightly differently, but all of the information that you have gotten in the past will be there. I just wanted to make you aware of that. You have in your packets appointments below the level of Vice President that will appear in the Chancellor University report that were not, that don't come before the committee. For your information, there are 2 bylaw waivers for HEOs, both waiving the BA degree. One is at the central office and one is at Queens College. There is also a bylaw waiver for a research associate at City College that waives the PhD. There are 7 search waivers that will appear on the Chancellor University report, 1 each at Staten Island, the grad school, Hostos, Lehman, and Queens, and there are 3 at central office. Madam Chair, that concludes my report.
Thank you. Are there any other comments, questions? I would like to, yes.
I'd just like to comment that the Professor Phil Pecorino and Professor Stefan Baumrin, the regular member and alternates to this committee, couldn't attend today because today is a Wednesday. We normally don't meet on Wednesday, but they do have class schedules that were designed to fit our normal meeting schedule, but not today's schedule. So for future meetings they'll be able to attend, but they weren't able to today.
And I'd also like to take this opportunity to welcome to our committee our new alternate student member, Leah Sutter. Welcome, Ms. Sutter. And what college are you here from?
UC College of Technology.
Welcome. And we look forward to your participation in the committee this year.
I was on the committee this year, not next year. I'm not a delegate for student USS no more.
Okay, so you're ending your term?
Yeah, okay.
Well, good luck.
And congratulations on ending it. All right, if there's no additional information, I call the meeting to an adjournment. Thank you very much.